everybody. We're happy to open this conference of March 1968, 50 years after the last Jewish exodus from Poland. And we have many interesting guests and speakers from Poland as well as from other parts of the world. But as in other academic meetings, I would like, first of all, to invite our Vice President, Professor Raanan, Rein, to say a few words.
Thank you very much, Javi. Shalom, good afternoon. I take great pleasure in welcoming you all to this conference dedicated to both the 50th anniversary of the March 1968 events in Poland and the exhibition at Polin, the Museum of the History of Polish Jews in Warsaw. This seminar or workshop focuses on a tragic episode in the history of Polish Jews or Jewish Poles, whatever term you prefer, and it can serve us as an additional lens to discuss issues of identity and belonging, of ethnicity and diaspora, and of anti-Semitism and xenophobia. As some of you know, one of my current research projects is devoted to Jewish volunteers who left Palestine to fight in the Spanish Civil War in the 1930s. So let me share with you the story of one of these volunteers in order to illustrate some of the issues that you might discuss here later today. Dora Birnbach was born in September 1911 to a Jewish Orthodox family in the town of Sokolov. At a young age, she already rejected religion and emphasized other components in her Jewish identity. And as a teenager, she ran away from home, joined a Zionist socialist youth movement, and in 1933, she emigrated to Palestine. Okay. I'll try to speak closer to the mic. Okay. Okay. Is it better now? No. No. Is there a way to... Okay. Okay, we'll try it this way. So again, shalom and good afternoon. I said that I was very happy to welcome you all to this conference. And I also said that the specific discussions on the tragic events of 1968 might serve us as an additional lens to discuss broader issues of identity and belonging, of ethnicity and diaspora, of anti-Semitism and xenophobia. And then I said that one of my current research projects is devoted to Jewish volunteers who left Palestine in the 1930s in order to fight in the Spanish Civil War. And I want to share with you the story of one of these volunteers because I believe that in one way or another it can illustrate some of the topics or issues that you might discuss here later this afternoon. So I'm going to tell you the story of Dora Birnbach, who was born in 1911 to a Jewish Orthodox family in the town of Sokolov. At a young age, she already rejected religion and gave preference to other components in her Jewish identity. As a teenager, she joined a Zionist socialist youth movement, and in 1933 she emigrated to Palestine and settled in kibbutz Ein HaChoresh. The conflict between Zionists and the local Palestinian population drove her gradually towards communist activities in which both Jews and Arabs participated. She was arrested by the British police here in Palestine and expelled in 1937, and soon enough she found her way to the battlefields of Spain. She joined the struggle in defense of the Spanish Republic and against the nationalists who were supported by fascist Italy and Nazi Germany. She served in the international brigades as a nurse, and upon the fall of the Spanish Republic, she was imprisoned in southern France. One of her family relatives helped her to find her way to the UK, and in England, she helped organize one of the Polish anti-fascist organizations, and most of its members were Polish seamen. One of these seamen, Stefan Levin, became her lifelong partner and husband. Following the victory over Nazi Germany, Dora and Stefan had no doubt as to their next steps. They decided to go back to Poland and help set up a socialist state based on equality and free of anti-Semitism. Dora Birnbach-Levin was a faithful party member, and she rose to a prominent position in one of the state shipping companies. But the 1968 political crisis put an end to her dreams and to her career. The suppression of student protests and the dissident movement, the protests took part at the same time as the Prague Spring in neighboring Czechoslovakia. So the suppression of these movements by the security forces was accompanied by an anti-Semitic campaign approved by the party secretary Gomulka. Dora and Stefan Levin were among the Jewish Poles who were pushed out of their beloved country. They now emigrated to Israel. For Dora it was going back to Haifa. And here she also worked for a shipping company. She worked in Tzim for many years. Until her death in November 2010, at the age of 99, Dora remained a loyal communist, and her expulsion from Poland remained as an open wound for her. Dora and Stefan Levin were among thousands of Poles of Jewish origins who had to leave the country. In fact, around half of Poland's Jewish population at the time, which numbered around 25,000, was pushed out of Poland. Most of them found their way either to North America or to other countries in Europe. Only a minority of them, although all of them were accused of being Zionists, ended up here in Israel. As all of us historians know, studying the past is always a constant dialogue with the present. And although discussions here will focus on the events that took place 50 years ago, one cannot ignore contemporary debates as to Polish anti-Semitism and Poland and its responsibilities during and after the years of the Shoah. Pointing always at other countries, at other peoples who have occupied Poland or intervened in its internal affairs is simply too easy. Polish society, as other societies obviously, needs its own self-examination and soul-searching. So I'd like to thank the organizers of this conference, to thank all the participants in this workshop, especially our guests from Poland, and I wish you all an interesting and fruitful event. Thank you.